This is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What? Okay, well, has this always been a thing? Where have I been?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, AEW Dynamite Recap Edition. It's your new host lineup here, Kyle Tyson and Kevin Crazy.
Yo,
Kevin, we're back.
we are, and I'm glad to be recapping AEW again.
Yeah, me too.
Well, yeah, it's been a while since you have. I guess this is probably the first time in months at least, right?
No, we did it last week together because of Katie, and that's what inspired me.
Jesus fucking Christ! I'm sorry, Jesus. Christ.
Yeah, we recapped it last Wednesday, and I was like, you know what? Katie's off the show. No, I'm just kidding. That's not how that played out.
No, I just apparently got way too high this week and forgot about it. I don't know, man.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Thank you guys for joining us on the show. We are a wrestling recap show. We cover WWE and AEW primarily, but if there's something big enough out there, we'll cover that too. Never miss a live stream on twitch.tv/ putting you over for our AEW recaps. Now, if you are interested in watching NXT, we do shoot that at the same time. Katie and RN are over on twitch.tv/ Smacked Raw podcast. You can catch the NXT recaps live. Now, no matter which one you pick, you can always catch the YouTube version afterwards over on youtube.com/ Smacked Raw podcast. Make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and that notification bell so you know whenever we post our shows.
Yep.
Man, AEW tonight was from start to finish. They started the show hard hitting, and then they finished the show crazy.
Good God.
Man.
I don't know that there was much of a dull moment in the whole show, really. I mean, even the shitty moments had things that you could like, and understand why they did it. You know what I'm saying?
I only had one low light on the whole show, and it was for me it's Sting now.
It wasn't Sting for me, but I hear what you're saying. I see what you're saying though.
We've crossed over to too much Sting, man. We don't need him on Dynamite every week.
I hear you.
Less
there.
is more,
I
folks.
hear you there.
Really quick though, before we get fully into it, make sure to check out wrestlingnewsworld.com. Man, got a lot of great talented writers over there. Make sure to support them. They're gracious enough to make us their exclusive recap show on their website, so we are extremely grateful for that. Other things that we are grateful for, and that is all of our patrons over at patreon.com / SmackDraw podcast, where you can go ahead and get you a whole bunch of stuff. You got stickers, t-shirts, you got what else? Oh, Unpopular Wrestling Opinions. It comes up this Saturday. Damn it, I gotta get those pre-tape stuff in line. But over on Patreon, one of the reward tiers allows you to go ahead and record yourself in your unpopular wrestling opinion. We'll feature it on UWO, and then the panelists will go ahead and debate whether you have any merit, and if your take is really that outlandish, or if we think it's trash and you should feel bad. Okay, so head on over to patreon.com, subscribe. And honestly, everybody that does, we are sincerely grateful. You guys are helping pay the bills. You're keeping the lights on for us. We're grateful for all of you people.
Yep.
Justin and Chess is nice. UWO. Yeah, man. Saturday. Don't know exactly which Twitch channel it's going to be on yet. I think it'll be on Putting You Over. We'll have to see though. We'll have to wait and see. He says yeet.
Nice.
Kev, without trying to sound like a couple Dynamite shills, AEW, I think, crushed it tonight.
Oh my god. Here's the thing too, is it was like, I kind of, as much of a AEW mark as I am, I kind of thought that they were a little off their game the last few weeks, if I'm being perfectly honest. I mean, the Japan stuff is really cool. You know, don't get me wrong. There were a couple really good moments in there, but overall, it was just okay. This show was bonkers. The whole fucking show was good.
Dude, Darby Allin and Joey Janela. Now, granted, I've heard these guys had awesome matches on the indies.
Yeah.
This match was way better than I even closely anticipated.
It was way more technical. That's what surprised me about that match, is just like the lockups and the reversals and shit these guys were doing, because that's not anything either one of these dudes are known for, you know?
Yeah. A lot of people that are in the know they can do it, but yeah, obviously the characters and their style that's presented on screen, you don't really get to see much of the technical side of them. So to have both of them breaking that out, like, you know, 3/4 of the way through the match with these impressive sequences, was fantastic. And the match, honestly, was definitely going to be a tough one to follow, but it was really fast. It was very technical, like we said. Darby Allin has got one of the scariest dives through the ropes, because he does it at like 20 miles an hour. He goes full speed into his dives. He ends up hitting Joey Janela with an avalanche code red, which Janela kicks out, but succumbs to the coffin drop afterwards. But yeah, how?
That Jesus Christ, that looked like I've never seen anything like that before.
No,
that was crazy.
Because normally you see the sunset power bomb.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is just way more terrifying.
But the other really cool spot in that match I wanted to mention was when Darby Allin tried to do that, like the springboard coffin drop, and Janela caught him and turned it into a suplex.
Yeah, hit him with that German.
That was beautiful.
That was gorgeous, man. Kudos to Joey Janela, man, by the way, too. It wasn't that long ago he was kind of known for just botching it up on AEW Dark, and this dude put on a killer match tonight, man.
Clean match. This was crisp. It looked polished, you know.
Yeah, I didn't see a half step in there at any point, man. Those guys really crushed it. Next up, Jon Moxley, a little bit of a promo here, kind of filling us in on the backstory. In case people who aren't too aware of New Japan and stuff, essentially, Mox just says that, you know, for the last year, essentially, Kenta has been the number one contender and has been flapping his gums across the ocean. But the reason why he showed up is he realized that time for talk is over, and although they have a sanctioned match at some point down the road, tonight's match, this tag match we're getting with Kenta and Omega and Mox and Archer, is essentially, it's a tornado tag street fight, or pin, you know, falls count anywhere, whichever way you want to throw it. It's a hardcore match, and god damn, dude, it did deliver later on.
Took advantage of that, that's for sure.
Yeah. Kev, what'd you think of Sammy calling out MJF backstage?
Oh, well, one thing I wanted to mention about the Moxley promo.
Oh, go ahead.
The championship match that he's having with Kenta, that's on a Friday, which is when they're supposed to be doing the American weekly TV series of the New Japan on the on the Roku and shit. And that drops tomorrow, so it's only going to be like on like the third episode or something like that. So I thought that was an interesting little nugget too, you know. Yeah,
man. So you said it's going to be on what Friday?
The 26th. January 26th is the date that he said it was going to be. And I was just curious to see if that was a Wednesday or a Friday, and I went and looked, and it's a Friday.
Okay, so that means it's going to be on there. What's the new show going to be called?
I have no idea.
What is this new show going to be called? Because it's going to be the New Japan, right?
Yeah, it's like they're doing, it's the American weekly show. I don't like it was, they have a deal with Roku for an app on the Roku store, and that's where it's going to be distributed. That's all I really know, and that it's going to be on Fridays.
I think it just says New Japan World, I think is all it's going to be labeled.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But sweet, you said we don't have to wait long for that again. What's the date one more time?
26th.
The 26th. Damn, yeah, that is right around the corner. Kenta's taking that belt back.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, he's
100.
taking that belt back to Japan.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling that has something to do with the fact that, Moxley's going to be having a kid very soon, and he'll probably want some time off and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Jess was asking me about that. She's like, she should be having that baby soon. I said, I don't know. So I don't keep up with Mox's sex life.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, we text once in a while, but
Oh man. So Sammy once again backstage. He's calling out MJF. He clears the room of the inner circle. Addresses MJF by himself. Once again calling him out, knowing what you're doing. He says, "You're taking over the inner circle. I know that's what you're doing." MJF tries to put a spin on it. He says, I think what really is happening is you want to take over Inner Circle. You hate Chris Jericho. And so Sammy, of course, says it back.
Yeah.
I hate Chris Jericho. I want to take over the Inner Circle. Are you glad? Like, is that what you want to hear? And like straight out of Scooby-Doo, when Fred was like, "You're trying to get me to say Coolville sucks," to get it out of context. That was the gag. And MJF says, "Yeah, exactly. That's what I want." Motioning to his cell phone, and Guevara smashes the cell phone, punches him in the gut, and leaves the locker room. Which is the appropriate reaction. Like, if he had just stood there dumbfounded, like, "Oh, I got." Like, no, man, just punch him.
Oh yeah. Well, I saw MJF messing with his like phone in his pocket, and I was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And then I saw him put it on that table, and I was like, "Oh, he's trying to get him to say something." You know what I mean?
Trying to incriminate him.
Yeah.
Which it's hilarious to think that the cameras, like going back and watching Dynamite, only exist if it's convenient. Because, in the same breath, Sammy Guevara said that he saw the taping from last week with MJF addressing the locker room. Yet MJF is acting like he can catch Sammy on a cell phone, and Sammy wouldn't be able to show Jericho the interaction, So that's just your pro wrestling logic, folks.
Yeah, it is what it is. It happens no matter where you're at.
Yeah. How about Brock Anderson looking just like Arn? Holy moly.
Oh, yeah. Just a young Arn Anderson.
Dude.
Jesus Christ. I hope he's half of what his father is. He looks like he could be based on his physique.
He's got the look, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't do anything, if you guys don't know. He was just ringside. They said that he's currently in training. We
graduated from some wrestling school, if I remember correct. I don't remember what school it was, but I think that's what they said.
You think he's in the Nightmare Academy?
Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
It would make perfect sense.
So we get this match, and at first I'm kind of put off. You got Cody with big shotty Lee Johnson taking on the team of Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi, and like this screams AEW Dark.
Yep.
Is so originally I was kind of put off by this, but as the match was going on, it started to turn out pretty good. Commentary put over this Lee, saying that he's chasing his first win. Lee hits a nice corkscrew that's going to give Matt Vertigo a run for his money over the top rope. These guys got similar moves. I will say one thing though, Matt Vertigo's like 6'6" or 6'7". He's a much taller man pulling off that move.
Holy shit! I didn't know he was that tall.
Dude, Matt Vertigo is hence the name Vertigo.
That makes sense.
Yeah, giant of a human. Anyways, he's a friend of the show, by the way, guys. I don't know, I'm just randomly name dropping someone.
No, like he's been on, guys. Okay.
Yeah, you go check out the last episode of UWO. But well, anyways, Lee ends up rolling up Peter Avalon to get his first victory, and he looks really impassioned. The Nightmare family embraces him at top of the ramp. Tony Schiavone interview, short and sweet. He says if you put in the work, you'll get the results. And the kid's already now looking like they're trying to build him up to be a star. Do you think we're going to see much more of him, or was this kind of like a one-off and he'll go, cut his teeth on Dark some more?
I mean, I thought this was a pretty big win for him. Honestly, I mean, he won a match clean in the middle of the ring, on Dynamite, his first win. I there's no reason not to give him more of an opportunity, from like a kayfabe standpoint. I feel like,
Yeah.
um, I mean, I would say that I wouldn't say that this guarantees him like a weekly spot on TV or anything like this, but I would say that he's definitely earned uh another shot, maybe in a couple weeks or something.
Throw him in there with like Peter Avalon. So my only gripe with this is you have to watch Dark to get the story. And not everybody, including myself, watches Dark weekly,
Jesus,
so
I haven't watched in a long time.
that's why commentary had to go so hard that they had one match to build this kid's story.
Right.
And Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi didn't make any sense. I'm assuming they beat him on Dark, but I don't even know.
You know what? One thing though, man, I didn't know anything about Cesar Bononi or whatever, but
Yeah.
he has an intriguing ass look. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I want to say he was in NXT for a while, but don't quote me
Was
on
he?
that. I think he was, but like I said, don't.
I'll
quote
take
me.
your word for it.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, good for that kid though. Can't wait to see what they come up with later.
But I mean,
oh, go ahead.
even if it is his only time to shine, that was a hell of a spotlight for a moment, So
Yeah, I mean,
good for him.
Cody obviously rolled out the red carpet for the kid. That was all Cody's doing right there. Nightmare Family up there. Yeah.
That makes me believe as well that they're actually trying to invest in this kid too.
Invest in just younger talent to begin with.
Yep.
Look at all these young guys, man. They are just trying to build these young guys, man. And it's obvious. And you gotta love it. You have to love it.
Oh,
because
I think that's where we're. Oh, sorry, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say because we do get 5 hours a week between Raw and SmackDown.
Right,
which kind of do the opposite. Now I know NXT is an exception. WWE NXT
Absolutely.
is obviously building up, but even then, a lot of their talent. I mean,
They're
Finn
guilty at
Balor's
the
their
same
champion.
time.
Finn Balor's pushing 40 now.
Yep.
So, but
Yeah, but I feel like this is where Cody's at his best too, is putting over this young talent, and it seems like he really enjoys it too. Even without the TNT Championship, man, he's pushing that goddamn mid card like a motherfucker.
you're not lying, man. You're not lying. I like selfless Cody.
Yeah.
I don't like babyface Valiant Cody because it's kind of hard to separate, that this is kind of a business that he's running, but at the same time, so when you have him like in the selfless, helping the young guys out, or once he eventually turns heel, those are the best versions of him I'm liking.
Oh yeah. Well, that was the thing that was so great to me about his TNT Championship run, because it was less about him and more about the opponents that he had.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And that was really dope that he made that kind of dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, look at Eddie Kingston. Look at the run that Kingston got out of just essentially a tryout match.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
Ricky Starks.
Yeah, Ricky Starks is featured weekly now, and people are already saying that Ricky Starks is a future star in the business.
Oh, I mean, where's the lie? I mean,
I'm reserving my judgment for Ricky Starks, but I see it. I see.
That's what I mean. Like, there's the potential there. We'll see what he does with it, but there's potential there for sure.
Yeah. The Young Bucks backstage, frustrated with the Good Brothers, inadvertently costing them the Battle Royale. It's just some funny banter. If you watched Being the Elite, they gave like the same story over there. It really did was just repeat the Being the Elite segment they had. Not the helicopter segment. I'll leave that one alone. But
oh no, I don't even know what that segment is. I'll leave it alone too.
Yeah, we'll leave it alone. I'll send you the video. Anyways, this was once again one of my gripes. They challenge Pride and Powerful next week. So you mean to tell me Inner Circle has this battle royale or this tag team battle royale to figure out who's the official tag team of the faction? Okay. Mm-hmm. Then what? A week or two later, after it's deemed it's going to be Chris Jericho and MJF, we get a battle royale that features the entirety of the Inner Circle for number one contendership spot for the tag titles. It ends up being MJF and Chris Jericho. Now the Young Bucks just say, "Nah, we're going to give a title shot to Pride and Powerful." Like, what was the point of this whole trying to figure out who's the tag team of the faction?
I hear you. I mean, you're not wrong. The only thing I can think of where this even makes sense is what we find out what happens with Sammy Guevara later.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe just to cause more tension in the Inner Circle. You know, I don't know. But, yeah, it's kind of I hear you.
It's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Speaking of odd, Hangman Page backstage being interviewed. He denies any further involvement with Matt Hardy. However, Matt comes in. He was like, "Hey, look, man, let's just hang out tonight. We'll talk some stuff over. Open bar, my tab." Hangman Page is like, "Okay, I'm sold. You had me at open bar."
Yeah, it was all a joke. He was so like, "Nah, I ain't doing it." And he's like, "Wait a minute, did you say open bar?" Like that's the.
And then as Hangman says, "Let me go get my cell phone." He walks by the Dark Order. They have this awkward interaction. Him and Joey Silver.
John Silver.
Joey Silver. What the fuck? John Silver. Where John Silver's like stumbles over his words, and then as Hangman walks by him, he's like, "I'm so stupid." And the cutest thing about this is the idea that the Dark Order moves as a unit. Like, if one person has to take a piss, does the entire faction just walk into the bathroom? Like, it
maybe
it shows that they are a very cohesive faction.
It was so funny. It was almost like they were exes, like running into each other.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, it was hilarious because it was just so perfect. I mean, John Silver's just so good at that awkward, self-deprecating humor like that like I could watch him do segments like this every week.
Then why aren't you watching Being the Elite, Kev? He is literally the star of Being the Elite. Like, he gets like the most airtime out of everybody. That's what got him over. That's why the Dark Order, well, that and unfortunately like Brody Lee's passing, but that's why the Dark Order are portrayed now like essentially faces.
No, I know. I know.
Is they got over on Being the Elite because they're too damn funny.
I mean, I get it, but I probably won't watch it.
What I'll do is I'll break it up into clips for you and just send them to you throughout the week. Like, here's 45 seconds.
Here's even your ADD ass.
Yeah. Oh man. So what do you think of Ryan Nemeth?
I think calling him the Hollywood hunk is perfect.
Yeah.
Because he's exactly what I think of when I think of a Hollywood hunk.
And
I think that's hilarious.
You're aware of who he is, right?
Yeah. Dolph brother, right?
Yeah, Dolph's little brother.
Ziggler? Okay.
Yeah. Man. So he is kind of the discount version, though. I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't. 100%. I'm not saying he doesn't have something, But
I think it remains to be seen. But right now, yeah, he's basically Dolph Ziggler's little brother.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard thing. They're gonna have to just address it at some point. You know what I mean? Like, just address the elephant in the room, make some joke, and then get by it. Because that's all I want to hear. Yeah. But he got murdered by Pac. This is a non-segment. Like, Pac came out. Yeah. And it was like,
but he's getting TV time, so
Yeah, this match was like a predator playing with its prey. Like, Pac could have ended him in 30 seconds, but he dragged it out into like 3 or 4 minutes, something like that. Beat the hell out
it
of
was
that
just
kid.
Pac showing off, basically. That's all it was. But hey, I'll watch Pac show off. He can do some cool shit when you let
Yeah.
him, you know.
He's a
So
specimen, that's for sure. God knows, man.
well, they keep putting it over on commentary every time he has a match. That he's one of the maybe he owns a win over Kenny Omega, and I can't remember what. There's only like two guys that have a win over him or something like that.
Yeah, so
in AEW.
Yeah, Pac has a win over him, and John Moxley has a win over him, I believe, and that's it.
Yeah. Because he won the non-sanctioned match or whatever.
The lights out match.
Lights out. That's
Yeah.
right. There you go. That's what they call them.
Yeah, unsanctioned lights out.
Same thing, basically.
Yeah, I love how wrestling likes to repackage the same thing. Multiple times over.
It's aesthetics, whatever.
Yeah. So, backstage, Chris Jericho's getting ready for his tag match against the acclaimed MJF. Comes in, still hurt. It's always weird when you see a pro wrestler in a match, like a grueling 20-minute match, and then they're okay a little bit later, but then in a backstage segment they get punched once and then they're selling it. Although it could be MJF just playing it up, but
I guarantee it's MJF playing it up.
Yeah.
I mean, this kind of stuff has that written all the fuck over it. Are you kidding me? That's the kind of backhanded heel shit that he would totally do.
Yeah, he
you know,
MJF shows up backstage, tells Chris, I was like, did you not see what happened? Like, Sammy attacked me, gets Chris all worked up, and then they have to go have their match with the Acclaimed, which I thought the Acclaimed should have won here. They almost did. They almost did win it, but Inner Circle was able to pull it off. Did pretty good. Chris Jericho hit another lion salt, I think. No, he got smashed while trying to do one with the boombox. That's where I thought it should have ended it.
Right.
Like,
yes.
But anyways, after the match, Inner Circle comes out. Shortly after, or Sammy Guevara comes out and declares that he quits the Inner Circle. He said, I told you back in December, if anything else happens, I'm done. I'm not putting up with this crap. The whole time, MJF with a shit-eating grin on his face. But Sammy Guevara calls it quits. Inner Circle ends up leaving through the face tunnel. There's a small little detail there. And then shortly afterwards, he exits the arena altogether. Says he needs to take some time away from this place, go find himself. How does this play out? How does this play out, man? Justin says MJF's type to steal your girlfriend. Yeah,
he really is.
and then like completely degrade her and like ditch her afterwards.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, Guevara's got to be taking some time off. I mean, no, obviously, was what he said. So I think that's probably a good move to kind of simmer on what he might be doing, you know, and what could happen when he comes back. Because you got to think that there's obviously going to be some heat there with the remaining members of the Inner Circle, especially with MJF. That's unresolved, you know, and so I gotta think that it's going to be an MJF feud when he comes back.
It's really it's kind of intriguing because MJF is not like in it. MJF is the end game for him is to get Jericho out,
right?
Yeah. So does Sammy save Jericho? Does Sammy come back and fight against Inner Circle before MJF betrays him? Or does MJF betray Jericho and then Sammy's there to either A, pick up the pieces, or B, tell him I told you so? You know, there's a lot of ways this could play out. I'm intrigued, like very much so.
No, you're right, though. I mean, that's got to be MJF's plays to get Jericho out of there. You know, that's got to be what's going on. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it won't be, but there's got to be, at some point, there's got to be an MJF Guevara, you know, set of matches that come out of this because holy shit.
Yeah.
The heat there couldn't be hotter right now. And to leave it on a simmer like this, you know, the payoff for that's going to be dope.
Getcho Pod says the best storyline on Dynamite. Extreme Stone comments in, I haven't watched AEW in ages. No clue what is going on. Last time I watched it was when Omega was tag champ. Boy,
wow.
You've missed a really compelling story with Hangman Page and Omega. And then if you're for real, then you've also missed the invasion of Impact Wrestling, New Japan. Been a lot of good stuff, man. Just tune into SmackDraw every week. We'll keep you filled up. Yeah, we got you, bud. Moving on, Hangman Page drunk at a bar. I loved this.
Yeah, this was dope.
God damn it, I loved it. Matt Hardy, Hangman Page. Matt Hardy is trying to work over Hangman. Be with me. We'll make you a millionaire. We'll make you a billionaire. And then they're drinking together, but every time they go to take a drink, Matt Hardy's ditching his, but he's overly playing like the liquor face. And then eventually Matt Hardy busts out the contract, just throws in there a casual, I'll help you out. You give me 30% of your cut. As he 30%. Hands the contract off to Hangman, he looks deadpan in the camera like he's on an episode of The Office. He's like, this is why you're here, to document this, while his back is turned. A buzzed Hangman still has his whereabouts, ditches the bad contract, replaces it with his own, signs it. Matt Hardy takes it, bails, says we'll catch up next week. Oh my God, bro. I cannot wait.
I want to know what that contract says.
I want to know what it is so bad, dude.
Because man, did Hangman look happy about that.
God damn.
He had the biggest shit-eating grin on his face. So and then he's like, yo, I think I'll have one more of these.
Yeah, go ahead. Just keep it coming.
So dope.
So what could it be? Private Party turned heel, so he's not coming in to save Private Party from their shitty contract. Do you think he could be setting up? He doesn't really have anything against Matt Hardy, so you wouldn't think that it's a contract for a match. No. Could he just be going after Matt money? Maybe he's buying. Maybe he just signed over the rights to the Broken Universe. And now Hangman Page will own the Broken Universe.
Oh shit!
Oh my God. Let's see what else could it be. WWE owns the rights to Hardy Boys, so we can't take that. God, we already had a whole Chuck had to be Rusev's manager, so you can't do that. God, I really want to know what it is. Really want to know what it is. And Matt, the dumb shit, ain't gonna even look at the contract till probably next Wednesday.
I know.
The whole week.
Well, he's probably preoccupied anyway with Private Party because they got their Impact Tag Championship on Saturday.
Yeah, they do.
So he's probably, trying to help get them ready. So he's like, fuck it, I got Hangman on the hook. You're probably right. He probably won't.
Jay says he signed over Senior Benjamin.
What's up, Jay, by the way? How's it going, buddy?
Yeah, man. Jay Thunder in the chat. No, what was I about
Thunder,
to say?
That's not Jay Thunder.
On Being the Elite, you should see Private Party getting jealous, essentially calling Matt Hardy like a cheater, like this romantic angle. Because Matt Hardy spent this whole time trying to get Private Party and everything to sign him. And as soon as they're signed, he's off now trying to sign other people. Kind of like halfway neglecting their asses. At least on Being the Elite.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
Let's see. I should watch that.
I'm telling you, dude. It's some good stuff. And like I said, it ties into Dynamite. So it feels like either a prologue or epilogue, whatever segment they are, compared to either it's either finishing up something from last Dynamite or leading into this week's Dynamite. But
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, there's definitely a stuff that's half canon or full canon. So here we go. This is my issue that I brought up at the beginning of the show. Tony Schiavone brings out, it's Sting! He brings out Sting.
I mean, that doesn't get old, though. Shivani doing that.
Yeah, man. And then
I do like that.
Yeah, this is the best part about it, man.
Yeah.
But dude, like, I love Sting, man, and I don't think they're doing anything wrong with the guy. They're just way overusing him. This guy doesn't need to be on TV every week. Hell, he doesn't need to be on TV every other week. Like, he could make sporadic appearances, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it was that AEW was like, they signed Sting and they said, hey man, how frequent are you available? And Sting's like, I'll be on TV every chance you get. And AEW's like, all right, cool, we'll use you every week. I don't know how this went down, but I don't think it's not the smartest way, in my opinion.
No, I hear you. I feel oversaturated by it. But if that's the way it went down, how could you say no if you were AEW? Yeah. You know, like, no, sorry, Sting. You'll be sitting on the bench, bro. You know, I don't know.
Oh, I just realized it's not Jay Thunder. It's Loyalty Jay. Baby Jay, I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. My bad.
Yeah, I called you out. You didn't even hear me.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's like,
right,
man, and maybe today they addressed it because Sting had like all of what felt like 20 seconds of airtime before Team Taz.
Yeah, him being there wasn't even really. No, sorry, go ahead, man.
No, I'll say before Team Taz popped up and revealed that they have kidnapped Darby Allin in a body bag. And they're dragging him behind a truck. That's 2 kidnapping angles in 2 weeks, by the way.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was gonna say though. The story here, I don't feel like was even Sting being there. It just felt like it was an excuse to do his entrance again, which is cool. But like, that's even like, it's only cool because you don't get to see it very often. You know.
And now it's weekly. Now it's guaranteed every Dynamite. We get to see a Sting entrance.
Yep.
Extreme Stone says, do you think it's time for Sting to retire? From in-ring competition, yes. He's not going out in wrestling matches. He has a match technically at the next pay-per-view, but it's
cinematic.
It's all but confirmed it's going to be cinematic. The man isn't going to take a single bump. Spinal stenosis is nothing to play around with. But yeah. Sorry, I don't really know how to follow that one up. Really know.
Anyways,
Alex Marvez catches up with Kenny Omega at the golf course. Dude, the best part about this, I don't even know a word that was said, is Kenny hitting that shot out of the bunker, clearly overshooting his hole, and then cutting that interview with Marvez while the caddy and Don Callis run around collecting the ball and making it look like it went in the hole. It was in the background.
Oh my God. So funny. So funny. I mean, well, Kenny was just popping off being like, I know I can win. I'm trying to get my mind right, bitch.
Oh my God.
Basically, that's what he said. And it was like, all right, fair enough, Kenny Omega.
It was fantastic.
You know, I mean, that's what I thought. I was like,
no, that was pretty much, like I said, I wish I was able to pay attention to it a little bit more, but I was way too distracted at Don Callis. Just the comedy segment going on in the background was it was so funny, man.
That's the kind of stupid slapstick shit that's been so awesome with this, you know, just really dumb, you know, like that goddamn oil painting from a few weeks ago. Shit like that. It's so stupid, but it's so funny.
Yo, I would hang that in this office. That would be like right here. I would have that in a heartbeat. Oh my God. Anyways, Layla Hirsch and Thunder Rosa have a pretty decent match.
Yeah.
Rosa comes out with the victory with a hurt arm nonetheless. Later on, we found out they covered the tournament and the matchups that are taking place. We finally got an answer on the whole America versus Japan. It's the Japan side is going to be taking place in Japan, courtesy of AEW. They'll be airing the Japanese matches on Mondays on their YouTube channel. So that's where we're going to tune in for the Japanese matches, where the American matches will obviously take place here. So it's literally the American matches get to be shown on AEW live, whereas the Japanese ones, unfortunately, we have to catch them on YouTube.
I guess it makes more sense how they divided it now.
Yeah,
because I was really why the F was Riho on the American bracket?
Because it means it's so weird because they make it look like it's America versus Japan, but it's just the American side of the tournament, meaning the matches that are taking place literally in America compared to the matches that are taking place in Japan.
No, I get that now. But when they first announced it, it was
it was not that clear. Yeah, you were like, what the Riho? Like, dude, we were on here last week. I was on Google. Like, where the hell is Riho from? You know?
Yeah, that's right. We were like, hell, maybe she was born in America. We just didn't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Shit like that happened.
No, she was born in Japan.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh my God, so much crap happened, man. Oh, Jungle Boy came out, said he's gonna make Dax his bitch. We never got the payoff to the Marco Stunt being kidnapped.
All Jungle Boy said about that was that he's okay.
Yeah, thank God he's okay.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I mean, I hope that we get more to this story. I have a feeling we will,
Well, Marco Stunt wrestled on Dark. That was a thing. Is he wrestled
Oh yeah, that's
he wrestled what's his name? Ryan? Yeah, Ryan Nemeth on Dark and lost. So yeah, that was the thing. I don't know.
I forgot about that.
That's why kidnapping angles are stupid, because they have to let him go through the week, But thank you. We got quite a few people join the chat. Last up, crazy match.
Oh my God.
This was bonkers, man. Moxley and Lance Archer taking on the debuting Kenta and Kenny Omega. By the way, 3/4 of the competitors here, all either current or former NJWP United States champions.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so Kenny Omega was the inaugural one. Lance Archer is the one who got it off of him, I believe. And then Moxley won it from Lance Archer.
So and then Kenta is probably going to be the next one.
Yeah, and Kenta's probably the next one. So this match, I mean, it's a spot fest. I'll run through these spots. It's
Jesus.
God, dude, this is a beautiful,
it was so good,
choreographed demolition derby. It starts off pretty basic. Kenta getting the upper hand, attacking Mox with the case. Early on, we see that Kenta and Omega aren't exactly on the same page, although it doesn't really play out to anything. That's kind of the only time they teased that they weren't really working together. We get a Kenny Omega moonsault with a trash can. Peter Avalon eats a GTS on the outside. Kenny Omega is chokeslammed through Pretty Peter's bed, which I've always wondered why the hell that bed's there. I guess now I know.
The chokeslam people through. Fuck.
Yeah, they just... the fight spills into the kitchen. This reminds me of the old school WWF SmackDown games where you have all the backstage places you can fight. Yeah. Yo, the kitchen is now my new favorite backstage place. The first time I remember was it was the Young Bucks and
Butcher and Blade.
Butcher and the Blade fighting back there, man.
Dope. Yeah, the kitchen. I hear you, man. I don't know what it is about the kitchen, but when there's a fight going on in there, it's so dumb.
The kitchen's badass. That's all.
Yeah.
All Falls Count Anywhere matches now need at least to have a segment in the damn kitchen.
Absolutely.
Except they need Butcher back there actually cutting meat, even if it's in the background. That's the only thing that was missing.
Yeah. Yeah. He should be doing that, yelling at people. Don't, just stay the fuck away from me. I don't know.
You have, wait, because you said he plays in a band, right? The Butcher does?
Yeah, every time
his music jamming on the radio. Telling you.
Yeah.
What else? John Moxley got DDT'd onto the tables. Moxley breaks out a sack of potatoes and he starts hitting people with potatoes. They throw out the insider term that he got potatoed, which is, if you're not aware, it's a reference to when a wrestler accidentally legitimately punches somebody. That's called getting potatoed. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The fight goes back to the ring. You have this cool little segment where Moxley eats a V-trigger and is laid out onto a table. Then on the stage, you have Lance Archer and Kenta fighting. Like, Kenta's going to get put through the commentary table. He reverses, runs off the stage, and foot stomps Moxley through the damn table. This was just... Oh, man, it was crazy.
That was probably the most brutal spot of the whole match. Honestly, that was insane.
It was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. Lance Archer doing moonsault off the ropes. Good Brothers get in there. Jake the Snake hits a short arm clothesline without falling over.
It was the worst one I've ever seen, but god damn it, did I pop for it?
He gets punched, and then it looks like he's gonna get V-triggered. But Moxley gets the save with the barbed wire bat, although Moxley is dispatched. And then eventually Lance Archer eats the Magic Killer, a V-trigger, and then an assisted one-wing angel because Omega couldn't lift him up. This match was nuts. Dude, it was...
I loved it.
It was awesome, though.
Motherfucker, but god damn it, it was exciting.
Yes. It is... It's... I love it when they play out with high talent because there's a difference between this match, which had great pacing and storytelling, to like older hardcore matches where it was just like, I'm going to put you through a table. I'm going to hit you with this. I'm going to hit you with that. You kind of lumber around. You never saw guys back in the day doing moonsaults with trash cans onto people, or it was extremely rare at the very least, you know? No, it was...
No, I hear you. I mean, like back in the day, it was just about like, how much punishment you could take, you know, and not that isn't part of it today, you know, but there's another layer to it that just, like, you know, like you said, there's not shit like moonsaults off of the top rope with a goddamn trash can, you know. You're not seeing the stomp off of the stage into
that had New Japan all over it. Kenny Omega did that to I want to say either Naito or Okada, maybe even both, back when he was going on that original run against Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. I remember that spot. Kenny Omega did it, except the guy had a table on top of him, and Kenny Omega ran and stomped the damn table. Yeah, it's some nuts stuff.
It's brutal.
But yeah, the only thing about this, man, it felt like that match felt like a pay-per-view match. They just gave away on 100%. A random episode of Dynamite, man. It was...
Yeah, well, I mean, look at the talent that was in that match. How could it not be that good? I mean, like, four of the best dudes in the business right now, you know?
Yeah, no, it was fantastic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But that was it, man. That's our episode of Dynamite. Once again, thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, once again, please hit that like, subscribe button. We just got to 200 subscribers. We're on the road to 1,000. So it's going to be a minute. But really appreciate you guys. If you're watching this live, you can go ahead and tune on over to twitch.tv/SmackDraw Podcast, where you might be catching the back end of the NXT recap, but Katie and RN will actually be shooting their NXT TakeOver predictions immediately following their recap. So make sure to go over there, show them some love as well. I'll be back Friday for the SmackDown recap. And then, I don't know, like, after that point, it's all... Oh, no. Saturday, UWO. My God. Saturday, UWO. Please tune in. It should be on Putting You Over. I want to say 9 p.m. We'll be shooting it, man. It's going to be a fun episode. We're featuring the Putting You Over crew. So we got Standing Streamer, Vanessa, Bob, and D-Rod, all major players on the Putting You Over show. I'm going to have them all yelling, screaming at each other, hopefully throwing chairs in frustration because they share different opinions.
That show's going to be nuts.
Dude,
I'm totally going to watch. That's going to be a fun show, man. Yeah. I can't wait.
From what I gather, anytime stuff like this comes up, Streamer's just a troll. He'll hear where everyone's opinions are, and he'll just contradict you just to do it. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns
perfect.
Out.
That's perfect for a show like that, because then you're always going to get a little controversy, you know.
Yes, hey, I'm into it, man. But thank you guys once again. Of course, until next time, y'all have a good one.
Yeah.